Dear Cheating Husband, Book 1 of the Cheating Husband series. You didn't love her. You just didn't want to be alone. Or maybe she was good for your ego. Or maybe she made you feel better about your miserable life, but you didn't love her. Because you don't destroy people you love. Grey's Anatomy. Audrey Moretti thought she had it all, the family, the money, and last but not least, a perfect husband. But Mr. Perfect isn't so perfect after all. He is a cheating, lying, and worst of all, a man who didn't care who he hurt in his path of destruction. Instead of confronting the cheating husband, she writes him letters, and day by day, she realizes she doesn't need him in the long run. All the pain he caused her isn't going to help her take care of her sons, so she leaves him and becomes the best mother she can be for her boys. Dear Cheating Husband, Book 1 of the Cheating Husband series. How you didn't love her? You just didn't want to be alone. Or maybe she was good for your ego. Or maybe she made you feel better about your miserable life, but you didn't love her. Because you don't destroy people you love. Grey's Anatomy. Audrey Moretti thought she had it all, the family, the money, and last but not least, a perfect husband. But Mr. Perfect isn't so perfect after all. He is a cheating, lying, and worst of all, a man who didn't care who he hurt in his path of destruction. Instead of confronting the cheating husband, she writes him letters, and day by day she realizes she doesn't need him in the long run. All the pain he caused her isn't going to help her take care of her sons, so she leaves him and becomes the best mother she can be for her boys. Letter No. 2. Dear Cheating Husband, I had a special dinner for us to enjoy with our son, Jasper, and our baby on the way. That night was supposed to be special. I was going to tell you what I was having. It's a boy, by the way. You said it would be a boy, you were right. Apparently, you couldn't come because you got caught up at the office. Joke's on you, I knew exactly where you were at. Sadly, you were too caught up screwing your mistress to ever put our family or I before your mistress. In reality, you still have my heart, and I don't have yours. Love. Audrey. Letter Darker 4. Dear Cheating Husband, I wish you could feel the pain you caused me and how feel when you are with another woman. But I shouldn't care it was your action that is causing you to lose me. I decided to name our son Elian Stefan Moretti. How do you feel, Luca? Do you feel sorry or even remorseful for what you are doing to me and our family? You probably don't. I should probably leave you and divorce you. But when I even think about leaving, there are a lot of good memories in my way. But I guess I would be a better woman and person to just leave you and walk away, since you decided to cheat on me. Love. Audrey Letter Jupper 5. Dear Cheating Husband, Elian isn't due for another 2 months. I bet you don't even care about our children or me anymore. So I decided next week I will be leaving you. I hope I won't back down on my words, but I probably would. Actions speak louder than words, so I guess I have to leave for you to know what you lost and what you did to me. I can't keep leaving a life with a man that doesn't love me anymore. When we got married, we said our vows, you vowed to love me, but now I don't believe it. You wrecked out love, and now I won't get me back. Love. Audrey Letter 06. Dear Cheating Husband, I didn't leave just because you showed me an ounce of affection. Pathetic, I know. I am leaving after Elian is born. I swear on my words I am going to leave you. What makes me the craziest is that you don't love like you used to. I wish you did. But now you are going to lose me for what you did to me. Only if you didn't, maybe I wouldn't be arguing with myself, debating if I should leave or not. But deep down inside, I hate you so much, but I tuck that hate away just so I can be blinded by my love for, but I can't do that anymore. I am about to become a mother of 2, and I shouldn't put a man above my children. Love. Audrey Letter No. 8. Dear Cheating Husband, do you remember the day I told you I was pregnant with Jasper? Well, I do. It was a snowy yet beautiful day in January. We just celebrated our first anniversary together, being married. I was so happy I thought I couldn't hold it in anymore, but there was a setback when your phone rang and you had to answer because it was work-related. I got so angry at you that I literally threw the pregnancy test at you. Luca, do you remember what you did? You hung up your phone and ran towards me and kissed me in my belly. I looked at your beautiful blue eyes and saw tears rolling down your face. I thought I loved you then, but in that moment, I loved you more than words can say. I guess after 5 years of marriage didn't do us any good except bring 2 beautiful boys in the world. Jasper Dante Moretti was born in September on a hot summer day. Do you remember it, Luca? Huh? Sincerely, Audrey Letter, number 9. Dear Cheating Husband, I guess cheating on your wife doesn't mean anything to you. This letter is going to be about Ellie and our son. Elian isn't born yet, but he is still ours. I told you when I was pregnant with Elian that you should cut back your hours, but you didn't listen. You just kept working at your business without a care in the world and used us as your trophy family. I am tired of it. I was tired of it. Now what is your company going to say when I left you and I plan on never coming back together with you? I don't care. I told you I was pregnant with Elian when we were at your parents' house. You were surprised, but I guess you didn't feel anything about us having another baby again. I hate you so much. I want a divorce right after Elian is born. I just can't take this anymore. I am tired of writing letters. I just want you to suffer like I did, so these letters will be your answer to how and why you hurt me and broke me heart, and why I don't love you anymore. Sincerely, Audrey Letter 10. Dear cheating husband, Luca, as you know, Elian Stefan was born 3 days ago, and now I am filing for a divorce. My guy friend, who's my lawyer Edward, already called me, and we decided when and how the divorce will be held. You weren't present during Elian's birth. I was so furious at you. You were probably screwing your mistress like always, but I am not number 2 anymore, and either are my children. I am leaving you tonight. I hate you so much words can't describe this kind of hatred I have for you. I hate you, Luca Dante Moretti. I can now say this again, you don't have my heart anymore. Sincerely, Audrey. Chapter 1, I left not too long ago with my children. I drove away from our large family home and never looked back. I left my wedding ring on his desk with the divorce papers next to it, not the letters though. The letters are for the day we get divorced and we divide everything up. I hate you so much, Luca, that it hurts. Sweetie, come on in, said my sister, looking sympathetically. Stop looking like that, Maggie, I said, rolling my eyes. I carried Elian's car seat into the kitchen where Maggie's husband Travis was sitting, eating his breakfast. Come on, let me serve you breakfast, especially little Jasper over there, said Maggie, completely ignoring my remark. Go eat, baby, I said, looking at Jasper fiddling with his little fingers nervously. Hi, Audrey, spoke Travis lightly, patting my shoulder. Hi, Travis, I said, smiling lightly. You'll be okay. You have my crazy wife and me, your handsome brother-in-law, laughed Travis. Very funny, Travis, said Maggie, rolling her eyes at him. I started crying. I have no clue why. Mommy, please don't cry, said Jasper softly in my ear, hugging my legs. I squatted down and squeezed him with my bear hug. I love you, Jasper, I said, kissing his forehead. I love you too, Mommy, he said happily, showing me his missing 2 front teeth. I'm sorry, Aud, said Travis awkwardly, rubbing the back of his neck. Ha! Odd, you're making him feel awkward, laughed Maggie, holding Elian in her arms. I got to go feel better, Audrey, spoke Travis, kissing Maggie goodbye. You'll be okay, Audrey, said Maggie, kissing my cheek and handing Elian to me. Thank you, Mags, I said, smiling, holding Elian and getting ready to feed him. A few more hours, and he will be at home looking at the papers on his work desk. I worriedly tapped my foot on the floor. Luca's POV. Morning, Bridget. How are you? I seductively asked her. Good morning, Mr. Moretti. I am just fine, she said, ignoring my eye contact. The only woman who would never look me in the eyes is her because she knows everything about me, but mostly about my infidelity. I went into my office and sat down, breathing in and out nervously because I haven't gotten a text from Audrey yet saying she loves me, but lately she hasn't been doing that. I always wait for them in the morning, but now they never come. Sadly, I begin my work and look at my computer wallpaper that changes every 1 minute. Audrey and I on our wedding day. She looked so beautiful, and she literally lit up the room when she walked in. I admired her face until it changed to us holding little Jasper's hand. He was only 1 and he learned to walk at my mom and dad, so we had to have a photo shoot according to Audrey. She was smiling so happily looking at Jasper, then up at me. Then it changed again, a recent picture of us, she was holding baby Elian, and I was holding Jasper on my shoulders. She wasn't smiling that huge, beautiful smile she does, except she was smiling a smile that seemed torn or hurt. I sadly starting to think what she should be sad about or even hurt about. She doesn't know about my affairs. She has a nice life, a beautiful home. 2 beautiful sons and a husband who is barely home and cheats on her. I angrily thought, untying and throwing my tie across my office. I furiously rubbed my face with my hands and ran them through my hair. I am going to leave the office early today, even if it means breaking things off with Stacy to fix what I caused my poor Audrey. I left the office a little while ago, speeding through the traffic to get home. Audrey? Jasper? I spoke loudly because usually Jasper was in the living watching TV with the volume cut up to 100, and Audrey was in the kitchen baking her cakes and her favorite dessert, strawberry cheesecake. "Honey?" I said a lot louder than I intended. I went upstairs and looked out our room and the boys' room. Nothing seemed out of place except one dresser drawer was lopsided. I then went to my office. There I saw a wedding ring, not just any wedding ring, Audrey's wedding ring. What have done? I held the ring until I saw a document which were divorce papers. I angrily crumbled up the papers. Whiskey always seemed to help. I poured myself a drink and then furiously slammed the glass cup on my desk that ended up breaking into pieces and glass stuck in my hand. Blood was dripping everywhere, so I grabbed the divorce papers and smudged my bloody hand all over the document. "Answer the phone, Audrey!" I screamed at the windshield, driving like a maniac with my phone in my other hand. I ended up calling Maggie, which she didn't answer, which meant Audrey is there. I drove all the way to Maggie's house and banged on the door. "Come on, Audrey, I know you are in there," I exclaimed, yelling angrily. I was about to knock hardly on the door again when Audrey stepped outside with baby Elian in her arms, trying to soothe his crying. She looked like she has been crying since her eyes looked red and glistened in the sunlight. "What is it, Luca?" she said sternly, holding her ground. "A divorce for what?" I tried screaming lightly so I wouldn't wake Elian up. "Are you really that stupid, or are you trying to make me feel bad for your mistakes?" She screamed, making Elian cry, but soon stop as she bounced him in her arms. I was too busy staring at her and how beautiful she looked holding Elian. Jasper and Elian are so lucky to have mother like her and not a father like me. "You knew?" I said, surprised. She laughed bitterly and looked at me with the most hated look anyone could express. "I hate you, Luca. It hurts so much that you cheated on me on our family with whores and how you don't even have a care in the world about me and or the kids. The only thing you have to say is, you knew? You are a horrible man, a cheating, horrible bastard. I hate you so much. The only thing you gave me are these wonderful children." She cried as she slid down the door onto the floor, rocking Elian back to sleep after her yelling. She was still crying. I felt guilt, shame, and most importantly, the woman I love so dearly and cheated on and lied to is crying his hurt. She hates me. I looked at her as she cried and cried. I stood there sinking to my knees as I saw her cry so hard for an asshole like me. "I am sorry, Audrey." Letter Erazar 11. Dear cheating husband, you came by last week demanding why I wanted a divorce. For what reason? Why would you do that? I cried and cried for you as you begged on your knees as I held Elian, rocking and soothing him as he went to sleep. You didn't cry, you just stared at me as I was crying my eyes out. I don't think I could take you back after what you did. Your breath reeked of alcohol. You drank before you came here. I bet you don't even remember what happened. You called me ungrateful and said I never loved you. How dare you accuse me of not loving you? I love you not because of our money. I have loved you since we first met. I bet you don't remember when we first met. I was at the library on campus looking for a book and doing research when you came towards me. You were a handsome and sophisticated man, and of course I felt flustered. You smiled widely as you watched me fidget with my hair. We started dating, and then 2 years later we married. A year later, Jasper was born, and then 5 years later, Elian was born. I dropped out of college for you. My mother was furious, and so was my sister. I didn't mind because I did these things for you because I loved you. Sincerely, Audrey. Chapter 2, it has been approximately 3 months since that night. I keep repeating it in my head like a broken record. All the hurt and pain you caused me and me crying in front of you made it worse. Watching you sink onto your knees begging me for mercy. You asked for forgiveness and I gave you nothing. You cried and begged and I overlooked you. I hate you so much, Luca. I don't think I can ever forgive him. My heart hurts like it has been ripped out of my chest and stabbed 1,000,000 times with broken glass shards. My whole body seems like it's giving up. I have been trying after I left you to be strong and be there for my boys, but I can't. I'm weak and pathetic. You made a fool out of me for what, a little side piece, or maybe you wanted to humiliate me to make me feel even worse about myself. Humiliating someone isn't something that makes you strong, it makes you weak and a coward. I have been trying, but I have given up slightly, letting go with reality. Feeling this way is awful. My son can feel me being distant, not being his mother hurts. I just need to be strong and get through this. I am strong. I hope I am. This pain and depression is awful. I keep saying I don't love you, but here I am dreading what I did because I love you so much hurts me. A man shouldn't have this emotional power over me. I love you so much. Taking long hot showers and only eating 1 meal a day isn't good. It's awful. I need to snap of this. I need to let go of all this pain and hurt and guilt. I bet you don't even care about me. I bet the mistress is living in our home. But that shouldn't matter anymore to me. You can start over and be a man. Reflect on what you did to me. As I lay in this empty bed with no warm body to love me and treat me with respect. You promised me and I believed you. I showed you love and respect. I made you the man, but you made yourself a cheating bastard. Lucas POV. It has been 3 dreadful months without you. I am a mess. I sit at home eating warm-up meals and writhing in pain as I imagine your beautiful face staring into my soul as you say those words that hurt me. I deserve it. I deserve all of this that you are giving me. I made a fool out of you and now you are doing the same. Our divorce hasn't been finished yet, but it will be soon. I hope this is what you want because I sure as hell don't want this pain, this hole in my chest that is eating me up. I shouldn't have never done this, but I didn't stop or even care to think twice. I broke your heart and I broke out trust. I made you feel belittled and useless. You're not. You are amazing and beautiful and so smart. I am the stupid jackass who did this to you. I made my bed now. I have to lay in it. I wish I could take it back, but I can't. We only move forward, not backwards. I'm so stupid and pathetic. I'm not a man. I am nothing but the gum that's sticking to a bottom of a shoe. I am garbage. I am an awful man that hurt you and it's hurting me. I want to change so bad. I have to do instead of want. That's what I'll try to do. Chapter 3. It was the day of the meeting to finalize the divorce. I wore my tight black dress. I felt beautiful and happy. I don't why I felt better. I kissed Jasper and Elian as I left. Maggie was watching them, quietly observing me. I got my keys and purse and walked out the door. She knew what was going on. She didn't lecture me. Thank God. I was greeted by Edward when I arrived. He smiled at me gently, nodding his head. Hey, Ed, I said, smiling back. I blushed at my remark. He smiled even bigger. Hey, he said, keeping strong eye contact with me as he fidgeted with his watch. Let's do this, I anxiously yelped. We walked into the office that had glass windows all around it. I felt his stare and his strong aroma as I entered. He was wearing sunglasses. His beautiful black hair was gelled and his olive skin seemed lighter. I saw his emotionless face. I started to quiver under his dominant aroma. I couldn't contain myself. He made me feel this urge to kiss him so badly, but I resisted. I haven't seen him in 3 months, so of course I would feel this way. The lawyers started talking and sorting everything out. Luca finally took off him glasses, showing his puffy eyes. I stared at him for the longest time, watching his not even look at me. I don't. The house odd Audrey can have it, he said, stuttering. I fought back. I don't want it, Luca, I said sternly, looking at him. No, you can have it. He finally looking me in the eyes, but quickly looking away like a hurt puppy. A fire ignited in me. I don't want the house, I internally yelled. I don't want it, I repeated in my head, scrunching up my forehead and leaning forward. I said I don't want it, Luca. Listen to me for once in your life, I said angrily. He clenched his jaw and made his right hand into a fist and banged it on the table, making me jump back with fear. Then I will take it, he said, regretting what he just did. I'm so sorry, Odd. Can you forgive me, please? I want you back. I'm so sorry, please, he said, begging as a tear rolled down his face. I turned red as the lawyers stared uncomfortably at each other, nervously adjusting their ties. I didn't look up at him. I couldn't. So I ran. I ran away. That's what I'm good at. Running away like a freighted cat. I started crying, trying hard to catch my breath. I couldn't catch my breath. The walls started to come down on me. I grabbed my stomach and anxiously started quivering in fear and sadness. I can't do this, I cried as I was standing in the bathroom looking at myself in the mirror. I can't. I shouldn't have came. I should have just signed the paper and told him to keep everything, but no, I wanted to see him. I couldn't bear not seeing him after waiting so long to touch him again and feel his presence. I am so pathetic. I am urged to touch him and squeeze him and tell him I want him back, but I can't. I can't do this again. I am strong and better now. I haven't cried in a month. My children are happy. I'm happy. I shook my head, letting out a whimper. I stood there looking at myself in the mirror, seeing my eyeliner mascara leave black streaks on my face. I might be strong, but I am no coward or emotionless person. I repeated in my head over and over again. I can't do this. I took a deep breath and sat on the floor. Letter Larger 12. Dear cheating ex-husband, it have been 4 months since I have wrote you a letter. This is a letter to let you know I don't regret what I did. I have gotten my own place and I'm living off the money that I received from the divorce. The boys are fine. Jasper turned 6. And I am so happy. I am feeling good about myself again. I never felt more empowered in my life. I'm so glad I did what I did. I hope you come to visit again soon. The boys miss you. Elian is getting so big he will be 1 in April, which is really close if you think about it. I no longer hate you, Luca, nor do I love you. But there will be always a place in my heart for you no matter what. You're not going to see this letter. It's more of a letter that's for me, to remember this beautiful moment, and see what I did was good. You have to love yourself before you love someone else. I still believe that. And I also believe that everything happens for a reason, and I hope soon you'll see that too. You will be forever in my heart. Love, Audrey Epilogue, Lucas POV. It's been almost a year since we divorced, and I have been doing a little bit better. Seeing you still hurts me. And every day when we are apart and then I see you, my love grows stronger. Maybe being distant might help us. I really want you back. Elian turned 1, what a huge proud moment for me, and Jasper is 6. My boys are so amazing. I am glad that I am their father, and I am glad that you are their mother. I have been going to therapy, and I even enrolled in AA when you left me for a little while back. I became a mess. I drank almost every day, which wasn't a good thing, but now I'm better. I can't stop thinking about you and how our love is amazing. I will love you forever and ever. I will find a way you get you back. I love you, Audrey, so much. You was the most amazing thing that ever happened to me. You need to know this, and I will let you know a little at a time. Maybe I should write letters like you did. Writing down my feelings will be better than saying them to you, so you can feel how I feel and see what you did to me. You are an amazing woman. I still love you, and it hurts that we aren't together. I'll start writing as soon as possible. My heart and soul belongs to you. My dearest ex-wife, I still love you and want to be with you again. I will do anything for you, even if it means making you fall in love with me again. Dear cheating husband, the end, Wattpad coming soon. My dearest ex-wife, Book 2 of the Cheating Husband series. Luca Moretti learned his lesson big time, but he lost the best thing that ever happened to him. His ex-wife and 2 beautiful children. But now he is set out to win her heart all over again, even if it means breaking the same boundaries he did when they first met.